Hello there. So I'm gonna tell a Halloween story about how I make videos for YouTube that could be controversial, and I have no idea what creeps actually watch them. Um, that's basically the punchline. I don't know what dingbats actually watch my videos, and I don't know what they have to say, and none of it is probably very nice. But none of that matters because I have my Skullhead Devil Elixir right here, and that always helps. Um, yeah, the 60 men lost at sea, all of them drunk except for me. The saying really means something because there probably is at least 60 people watching this. I don't have anything particularly significant to say in this video as I had in my previous Halloween videos. What I've seen mostly around my area is fairly standard. Punk teenagers lighting off bottle rockets and things like that. Um, there's an abundance of chocolate around. Um, People dressed up for Halloween already. Well, not already. It's the 28th today. Um, Tomorrow, I'm going to wear a Washington Capitals jersey because Vancouver Canucks are playing Washington. And yeah, I'm going to see how many people get mad at me while I do that. Um, because you know what? I think because you happen to be born in a particular city doesn't mean you have to root for that particular team. I mean, it's fairly standard practice that most people do, especially people who don't really know hockey. And people who really do know hockey like to support the home team, but it's not that I don't support the Canucks. It's more to do with the fact that I don't like the Orca logo, as I explained before. So for Halloween, I'm dressing up as Alexander Ovechkin. Um, that's one of my many costumes. Um, yeah, see how many candy I can get with that when I go to buy it when it's 50% off on November 1st. I'm more into Cadbury than Nestle. It's not that Nestle chocolate doesn't taste good. It's just the Swiss bastard who owns Nestle is trying to siphon our water and resell it to us. And he's probably adding stuff to it. And there's probably already stuff added to it, so that all that stuff makes things worse. Um, yeah, there's yeah, usual sort of stuff going on. Um, I recently purchased Coraline for $5. That's actually quite a creepy movie in some ways, and it's like it, it's sort of meant for children, but not really. Something about going into a hole in the wall, a little closet, and entering a new world, and then there's this creepy woman there who wants to sew buttons on your eyes and things like that. Something about all that sounds a bit weird and off to me. I only saw it one time when I downloaded it, and it was of poor quality. But I had heard good things about it, and for $5 you can't really go wrong. Not that I have time to watch Halloween movies as is, because of my work schedule. I'm working most of the day. My days are, they're 12-hour days, so I don't have time to watch movies when I'm working. I'm allotted 2 days off per week, and those are filled with errands. Oh, this is sounding like a boring video. There's got to be something interesting I could talk about. Well, oh, what's my cat doing over there? He's howling about something. Nah, he'll probably get tired and go to sleep anyway. Um, Probably wants a little bit of attention or something like that. I don't know. Needless to say, he's staying indoors this Halloween. Fireworks tend to scare cats and dogs and things like that. I myself didn't take much sort of that sort of stuff into consideration when I used to light off fireworks. I mean, I would do it on my own property in Vancouver, where before basically all you did was an online test, you printed it out, and you're ready to go. The fireworks have become slightly more difficult to get, but I think I would do better to acclimatize to my new house and new surroundings, and let my neighbors know who I am before I start letting off fireworks. That may take a few years, but the fireworks will return, I assure you. Because I'm not some lame ass who's not interested in fireworks, let me tell you that. I mean, of course I know how to operate them safely, and I know all the procedures and everything you're supposed to do, and I know not to have any skull head devil elixir while I'm doing it. That's for afterwards. And not to do it too late, and to be considerate of your neighbors and all that other sort of stuff, which is quite reasonable. I remember one time when I was younger, one of my high school friends came along because he knew I had like $500 worth of fireworks, and he came along with a Roman candle. I went, "You poor bastard! Sure, you can join in on the fun and watch me light off some fireworks, but a Roman candle? Is that all you had?" Oh well. My favorite ones, and they had to change the name of them every year because of they were trying to get rid of them. I don't know what the status of them at this point is, but last I heard they were called screechers or something like that. I forget. It's been a number of years. Basically, all they did was they go up in the sky and they make a bang, and that's all they do, like bangers or something like that. I forget the name they used to be called, but yeah, they were quite entertaining. Yeah, so I don't have anything really specific to talk about in this video. I do have a Dead Man's Book of Poems right over here. Sawney's Letters and Caribou Rhymes. I've yet to actually read the book. It's written in English, of course. But my grandfather used it as a bookmark. So that's worth a read. I'll keep that in pristine order. I do have another book of his called Aboriginal Peoples of Canada, Contemporary Conflicts. I'm not really sure what this is about. Of course, it's written in English again, because as we know, the Aboriginal peoples did not have a written language. Everything was brought down through oral translation. Much like the old Viking stories and the Anglo-Saxon stories and things like that. It was mostly the Romans and the Greeks who wrote down their stories, which there is wisdom in it, but there's also wisdom in not writing down your stories. Because you wouldn't want your enemies getting a hold of your books and learning everything important there is to know about you. Most certainly stuff you don't want them to know, that's for sure. In today's modern society with predominant Western languages such as English, French, to a less extent German, Russian, Cyrillic is still a popular language. Well, Spanish, Portuguese. A lot of the First Nations languages have been derided and have gone to the point where a lot of the words have disappeared because they were just their culture was obliterated, and that's most certainly the case for the original people of Japan. So the thing a lot of people don't like to talk about or don't know about when they think of genocide and this and that and the stealing of other people's lands, immediately the Europeans are blamed for what happened in North America. That's the natural instinct. But nobody cares about the original peoples of Japan. There's only, I don't think they call it a parliament, or maybe it is a parliament in Japan, but there's one member who's of that band of people who's the original owners of Japan. But that doesn't get talked about much in the West because people are stupid, they're small-minded, they're small town. And the thing is, I don't know if it's just Vancouver or all of Canada, but we are a conglomerate of small town idiots. And I'm not just talking about the ethnic minorities or the white people and all that, but I'm talking about everybody as a whole. It's like they all come from a small little area, and maybe their small area is bigger than another area, but it's still a small time. Like there aren't that many people who have traveled around the world that I know of. I mean, most people, most white people that I know that are Canadian, they go down to Mexico, and that's their big thing. Personally, I'm not really into going to Mexico. I don't think it's that great a place. I want to go to Europe, but I had heard about the 10 cities that are springing up because of all those immigrants from North Africa going to France. That'll certainly screw up the plans there. It's no wonder England left the European Union. It kind of sucks for me because now I am unable to work in Germany or France or Belgium or any of those places. I can work in England if I could get a job there. Might be worth doing so that I can also get a pension from the Brits. None of this really has much to do with Halloween, I must admit. Maybe I need some more Skullhead Devil Elixir. I think that'd be a good idea anyway. Well, yeah, I have a couple other books that belong to my grandfather as well. He had an interest in World War II as well, Rommel and Patton. I have yet the chance to read this book. As you can see, there's Patton on the left and Rommel on the right, The Desert Fox. True horror story. Yes. Yes. The horrors of war. I had mentioned some of the topics that go on in the theater of battle. And those weren't meant for everyone to see, as in my video. I don't have visual evidence because it's simply not available on the internet, books in your library, or any of those places. The information is confined and hidden. And people go, well, if it doesn't have a Wikipedia webpage or it doesn't have a link to some author, then there's no evidence for it. Well, that's not true. We live in an age of misinformation and Confucian civilization. There are people out there who I refer to as pseudo-intellectuals because they're not really that smart. All they did was grab a hold of information, what precious little they have, and now they're guarding it. A monkey could guard his stack of bananas and get mad when anyone else goes near his bananas. But that doesn't make him smart, that just makes him a hoarder. I understand that. I mean, I have my items of interest, and in a way, I'm a bit of one of those pseudo-intellectual monkeys. I'm not especially very intelligent, but I do know a thing or two about history and what has happened throughout time and what is likely to happen in the future. And the old adage, if we forget the past, we're doomed to repeat it. That is still very true and very likely to happen. There's no escaping that. People, they just don't get it. They think history is 15, 20 years, and that's all it is. But people need a wake-up call, and you may go, well, if you're 25, history is still a lot older than you are. You could be 75, and history is still a lot older than you are. Yeah, so little things here and there that people forget or don't take the time to learn, and they become the pseudo-intellectual monkey, believing that they know it all and that they're somehow more gifted, their information's more credible than anybody else's. But my point being is they're the monkey guarding their bananas. Like I've had friends over, I've had my brother over, and a thing we like to do is sit around the computer or the television on the PlayStation 4 watching YouTube videos, and the worst thing you can do, it's the most annoying thing, is when you control the YouTube, you control the propaganda box. Like, hey, I don't mind watching a little bit of what someone else has got to say, but if you dominate the whole conversation and control all the videos that are watched during that session and are intolerant to video footage or music or whatever that someone else, in the case I'm talking about, my information, that they're intolerant to want to watch it and it's all about what they want to watch, then you are pig ignorant. Yes, because there's been a few examples where it's like they get a hold of something they think is so intelligent and that everyone else has to think it's intelligent, and if anyone has any criticisms towards it, then they're not happy. And I've nearly gotten into like actual fights over this, and I'm like, I don't even care one way or the other. It's not that big a deal to me. I just wish you'd pay a little more attention to what I have to say, and it doesn't always have to be about you. Anyway, yeah, I'm swerving off on topics here. I don't know. I don't really have anything to bring forth in this video as far as new conversation goes. Obviously, we're getting close to Devil's Night, so people are going to be up to shenanigans. Not me, however. I'll be probably drinking and sleeping and eating 50% off chocolates. I bought my dad a large stick of marzipan the other day, but he dare not eat it because he knows he'd eat the whole thing if he does, and something like 1/6 of it has 36 grams of sugar in it. So, and it's not that big a bar. It's like, you know, a 285 gram or whatever. And it's just like solid sugar. It must be like something irresistible. Yeah, it's not like on cake or anything like that. So, you know, it's a solid thing. So, you know, marzipan's not bad candy. Well, if you'd call it a candy, whatever you'd call it. Not traditionally what they eat over here. You know, it's mostly chocolate around here, but, you know, who knows. Well, yeah, my original point is I don't know who actually watches my videos, so that in itself is kind of spooky. And the thing is, I don't really know what's going on in my life. Like, it feels like everyone I know has an obsessive compulsive character around me. And they never break character. Nothing out of the ordinary ever happens. They never give me a heads up about anything. They never say, oh, this is what's going on. Or, you know, pay attention to this. Or, unless it's, you know, not really interesting information. I'm the last person to hear of anything. And, I have got so many dingbats around me that they're not more intelligent than me. And as I've said, I don't think I'm a particularly intelligent person. I just believe that they are not nearly as smart as they think they are. Hey, if you want to call me a dumbass, you want to think I'm an idiot, I'm perfectly okay with that. That doesn't bother me. There are people out there, particularly around me, who get greatly offended when they are referred to as being stupid. And I'm talking about the pseudo-intelligentsia. The I went to school, therefore I'm smarter, I'm better than you types. Because I got a few of those around me as well, and I got news for them. Because you went to school and you read a little propaganda book that told you how to think and what to think. That doesn't make you smarter than me. That just makes you a tool for government oppression. And overall, a douchebag. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, I'm trying to make something out of nothing here because I want to make videos, and I'm not tired today. I'm feeling somewhat alright. I wasn't feeling that great earlier. I was feeling kind of crummy, but I'm feeling better now, and I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas. But it would help if I had some colleagues with me helping with the video editing process and the script writing and all that sort of stuff. You know, talk about something interesting, something somebody wants to hear. Because right now I'm basically talking to myself and the camera, and I'm going to put this video up on YouTube, and then perhaps maybe there'll be a conversation there. I don't know. I may not even see it. I probably won't. After some of the videos I've made, there's no doubt about it. My channel has trolls. They most certainly are there. And I don't make the types of videos they want me to make so that I get their recognition. That's not going to happen. Because I know the certain style of the videos I have made where I've seen the various comments on them. Mostly them calling me a retard and things like that. But that was me getting attention. But those weren't the style of videos that I like to make. I don't ever need their recognition because they're just a bunch of stupid trolls. I'm going to make the videos the way I want to make them. And if they feel like commenting, they can. I appreciate some insight. But my most popular videos, I actually don't think were my best videos. Not by a long shot. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll finish this video up. Don't have anything really much to add. Yeah, kind of bored, wishing I had something to do, maybe a party to go to or something like that. Anyways, talk to you guys later. See ya.